Welcome to Work in Progress, Conversations with Creators. I'm your host, Logan Royce Beitman. On the program with me today is Beedallo, one of my favorite local artists, and I'm meeting her for the first time. Very excited about it. I hope that you enjoy.
If you enjoy our podcast, please like and subscribe and consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Albuquerque Journal to help us bring you more content like this. You can find this episode and all of our podcasts on the Albuquerque Journal website, abqjournal.com, as well as YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. See the show notes for a discount code on a digital subscription. Thank you for supporting the Albuquerque Journal, New Mexico's leading news.
Beedallo.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. I really love your work, and it's nice meeting you because this is our first time meeting. I reviewed your work, but now I'm putting a face with the art, and that's cool. So, how did you get started as an artist?
I've always drawn. I think that's what most artists say. I've just always drawn ever since I was a kid. My mom would always draw these pretty eyes on stuff, and I just thought it was magical. So I've just always done some sort of creative thing.
She would draw eyes on stuff? What do you mean?
Just on her notebooks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or a cross. She would buy a wooden cross and draw flowers on it or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So she had that kind of artistic inclination. She didn't do it professionally, but it was just kind of part of her life, and you grew up around that.
Yeah. Yeah. She's just doodling in the margins of stuff.
Yeah. I feel like you have such a distinctive style and way of making art, and even your color palette, everything seems so specific. And I wonder, how did you develop that?
Just years and years of just practicing. I pull a lot from specifically animation from Soviet countries. So they had this really crazy style that was kind of inexpensive to make and really geometric and just really visually interesting and not really anything that I had grown up with, like Disney and stuff. It just looked so different, and it's actually what inspired a lot of 90s Nickelodeon pieces. So if you look at Rugrats, the Klasky Csupo style, that's lifted almost directly from late 80s, right when right when it was falling, they were coming out with that style. That's what it looked like. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like your stuff doesn't really look like Rugrats. I'd have to see the Soviet stuff. I don't think I've seen it.
It's hard to find, but it's all free. So it's just that, but with Southwestern sensibilities, really. It's just I grew up here. My whole family is from this state. I'm chronically from New Mexico, so that also informed a lot of it. It's just a big mix of stuff that I admire.
Yeah. No, but it's so specific. I guess. Now I'm really curious to see that those the Soviet things that inspired you. I feel like there is something how do I say it? It's there's something playful about your work for sure, but also it can be quite disturbing and grim, and so maybe talk about that and how do you kind of balance the tone in the work?
I don't know. I've images of violence are just interesting if you're a human being. I just think that I like the idea of a story being told.
Yeah.
And a quick way to tell us a beginning, middle, and end, or the implication of a story is something about to get hurt. Or just something big on the precipice, about to happen. And violence is kind of a quick way to portray that. And it's just kind of something that's universally understood. I'm really attracted to things that are just completely universal. Blood is universal. Flesh is universal. We all experience that.
Right.
Which I think maybe is part of the attraction to the Soviet cartoons, because it's it comes from a government that was based around the idea of community, whether or not they succeeded or whatever. It's the idea of community and the philosophy of community that created the aesthetics of those animations in those movies. And so it's and that and signs. I'm really attracted to like check engine lights and just
Oh,
like stuff that you're supposed to see immediately and like universally understand it without having to read it.
Yeah. And I can see that there's like an, kind of like iconographic or like sort of icon kind of style in your there's easily recognizable imagery, but then the work is also like quite strange and mysterious as well. I feel like it's like you kind of suck me in with things that I've seen before, but then the particular way you arrange them, or there'll be something that kind of like I don't know, sort of pricks my curiosity in a way and makes me want to think, like they become little puzzle pictures in a way, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. I try to, I try to make it so that an image isn't complete without the participation of the audience.
Yeah.
So it's like this, it's not a full story. It's one that you have to kind of move you by yourself. It's like a choose your own adventure, like what's going to happen next, because it's not served to you. And it's like, I just think that affects people more when it's like they're having a dialogue with a piece of art rather than just like, here it is.
Yeah. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Valencia County. I was born like Los Chavez was like where my dad's family is from, and then like the Belen Las Lunas area. So just like 25 minutes that way.
Yeah.
South that way.
But you were saying, or like you wrote in your artist statement somewhere that you were inspired, but because it's sort of like there was a lot of, I don't know, like were there like dumping grounds or?
Oh yeah. Because I was on. We were in not Meadow Lake. It wasn't Meadow Lake. It's the little suburb before Meadow Lake, Cypress Gardens, and that whole like East Mesa area in Las Lunas. There's like massive dumping grounds, and that's like where we would just go like play and like hang out, and it was just I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's kind of like again, like your world is so specific, and there's all like a lot. Oftentimes it'll be sort of desolate spaces, kind of ugly gray, like warehouse buildings, weird objects, and and then violent imagery, and it sort of seems like, in a way, kind of like a nightmarish environment, but then also there is this other side that's playful and lively, and there's all these characters there that have full lives, and I guess just hearing you talk about it, like like you lived near a place where people would dump a bunch of weird stuff, but then it was kind of fun for you as a kid to play there and go through it all.
Well, I've always admired like Southwestern art just because like, I'm Southwestern as a person. But what interests me is when it's like Southwestern art that's now. You know what I mean? Like there's a Walmart there. Not because like I don't know if I think it deromanticizes it. It just like that's where I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like it feels to me in my work, what I'm trying to do more than like say anything is to capture the feeling of me now, or like existing now. It's more like documentation of emotion rather than anything else.
Yeah, and that's interesting too, because there are certain motifs and elements in your work that we see in other Southwestern art, Chicana art, Catholic art. You have a lot of Catholic imagery, and you have, and even some, like I've seen other, kind of street artists that have guns and knives and stuff, those kind of things, and even horses or, other, right? But then it's kind of like the particular way that you pull them all together. I feel like I haven't seen anything like it.
And like I hope so. I hope that's true. I think it's just more the amount of things that you put into one thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe in original ideas, but I think if you can steal from things that are niche enough, you can look like you have an original idea. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the idea. I'm always consuming like really obscure media, like constantly. So it helps with the creative aspect of it. But then also just like documenting how I feel right now. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that there's anything more contemporary than doing that.
What's it like being an artist here? Do you feel like a sense of community with other artists, or is it competitive? Is it?
Everybody's been just so supportive and so nice, and it's like a really great community. I mostly show downtown, and everybody's been nice to me. I miss living down there. I kind of moved away. I would like to go back to like central area. That was
Yeah.
nice. That's where I lived for the longest amount of time.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's cool there, and it feels like it's getting more exciting, more active. More places are always opening up, and you're showing at Kukani Gallery. That's been there
Yes.
for a year, I think, this month.
Yes, it's for their yearly. They're gonna do like a yearly group show.
Yeah,
So the work is due on April 1st. I don't know when the actual show is, but
yeah,
so it's sometime in April.
yeah.
I'm sure.
So sometime in April, people can see you there, and then currently you have a show in Taos.
Yes.
You're part of a group show there.
Yes, there's another. I don't know what the exact name of it, but it's Revolt Gallery in Taos, and it's like their annual like women's show. So I got a piece in that.
I really like Revolt Gallery. It's one of my favorite.
I do too. I love
Yeah.
that building. That building is wonderful.
Yeah, and I like the art that they show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. So, yeah, I guess I want to, dive more into. So you grew up in what's the area called again? Because I'm not from here, so I keep forgetting.
Like Valencia County.
Valencia County.
Yeah.
Did you go to school for art?
Yes, I went there was this art school here called Suva that I went to.
What
Yeah.
was that like?
I kind of wish I had just gone to UNM,
Yeah.
but I think just the having the 4 years to just make art was really important for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that where you kind of developed like what you're doing now, this sort of approach? Or
Yeah,
this?
I went for illustration, so I was gonna go into commercial stuff. I didn't think I had like a future in fine art just because I had no idea what that looked like.
Yeah.
It's like my family's like super blue collar. I was never around art. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't go to museums. The places where I would see art was like my mom worked at the Athletic Casino, and they had like pamphlets that had like galleries in it. And so like that's where I would see
Right.
art.
So you really didn't grow up around art,
No.
but then you went, and then you thought, well, maybe I'll do graphic design,
Yes.
or illustration,
Yeah.
illustration more, and then, but then while you were doing that, you were getting exposed to more art.
Yes, I was getting exposed to more art. I was more getting exposed to like art history.
Yeah.
I did not have any sort of concept of art history, so that was really helpful to me. And it's something that I kind of use now, just kind of like seeing the cycles and how like art is a reflection of like political strife or like how things are going in a culture. But yeah, no, I went to school for illustration because I wanted to be a cartoonist. That's like all I ever wanted to be ever since I was like a little kid. I would like copy the TV. And I guess illustration like was supposed to encompass everything, but it was mostly just like learning how to make ads. So I have
Right.
like an advertising background technically, and I thought that would help me fund my animated movies, but then it just like went into like it's this very different direction, but I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah. Have you done any animated?
I've
Things?
made GIFs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made GIFs. I'm working on it now. I finally got an animation desk and a computer that can like run everything. So like
Okay.
I can maybe start putting stuff together now.
I think that would be cool because I could imagine your paintings coming to life and because it's such a specific world, it's so interesting, and I feel like it's not. Maybe it's like it would be similar to the Soviet cartoons I haven't seen, but probably not. It's probably more violent or something, you know.
That would be ideal. Yeah, that's still the goal. Like
Yeah.
that's always been the goal.
I just watched the films that are up for Best Animated Short. They showed at the Guild,
Oh.
and I don't know if you've seen it before for the Academy Awards. And I was thinking, as I was watching it, like some of them are extremely impressive.
Yeah.
Like they're doing this like. There was this one that was, I think it was all made of like wax and this sort of like claymation thing and just very elaborate. And, I'm like, oh, I couldn't do that. But then there are some, it's like a simpler animation style And I thought like, oh, that wouldn't be that tough to do, and maybe I wouldn't win, but I feel like that would be, if you're going to get an Academy Award, I just think that's maybe one of the easier categories to get a big important award.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you know what it is.
To do a short, because
short-
people do the feature length, and there's a lot of competition for that.
Yes.
I think there's not as much competition for the shorts.
No, I doubt it. And also, it's like the thing about animation is it's so hard to do because it always has to become from an incredibly specific vision.
Yeah.
Because because everything is manipulatable. Like you make everything. It's not like a camera where you can pick it up and like the earth is there.
Yeah.
It's like you have to make everything, and you have to know what everything looks like at 360 degrees, like more degrees than that, like every angle. But yeah, no, shorts would be ideal. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm moving towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I think that would be exciting. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more, because you were talking about sort of art being political. Do you feel like your work is political?
I think that art doesn't really have a choice but to be political.
Yeah.
Like if you've decided to make something during like a hard time that's specifically not political, that's still kind of a political statement to me. I don't know. I don't think that expressing abstract ideas, it's very hard for that to not be political. You know what I mean?
Sure. And like I saw the piece that you had in the La Malinche show at
Yeah.
Secret Gallery, which it's like a figure kind of ripping open their chest, which is kind of like the Sacred Heart or whatever, but it's like more grotesque and scary because it's like a skeleton, and right. But it's a figure in pain, and then there's these fighter jets all around it, right? So that seems like that's political, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was La Milicia, so it's like it's already inherently political, but
Right.
I just wanted to depict somebody stuck in a system that doesn't really seem like it would have an escape.
Yeah.
But both of the characters are trapped within the confines of war anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's like one of those dolls. What are those
Sure.
dolls? The
Yeah.
Russian ones, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the matryoshkas, right? It's like the dolls inside
Yeah,
of the dolls.
yeah.
Yeah. And you're saying that, because it's sort of like the frame within the frame, and then the
Yeah.
person inside of the person, and
Right.
the whole thing is like nesting dolls.
Yeah, kind of like a nesting doll. Well, his face, the male figure, is a very specific and like completely not recognizable reference to this character from this a play. It was filmed in 1983. It was called By the Skin of Our Teeth, by American Playhouse. And in it, it's just like this family, a nuclear family. And there's this little boy who's got like a scar on his head. And his dad, like he's got a good dad, but his dad is like kind of mean to him. You know what I mean? And he's like, this little boy is kind of implied to be like a weird kid and like an outsider. And then as time goes on, this kind of like civil war happens in America, where it's like there's like fascists and then like not fascists.
Right.
And when the little boy comes home, he's a man now, and he's on the side of the fascists. And he's like, well, you guys never cared about me. And it's not his sister. I don't know who the woman is. But she says, God, what the fuck does she say? She was just like, well, if you want to be loved, why don't you make yourself lovable? And he's like, I don't want anybody to love me. I want everybody to hate me now. And she's like, well, like, you've decided that that's second best, but it's still the same thing. And it's like, I don't know. It was just like a commentary on like outsiders and how that can lead you down like a path of like doing bad things. And
Yeah. And it's, again, you were talking earlier about wanting your imagery to be easily readable. In that case, I think it's, something obscure I'm not going to pick up on, but I feel like I still maybe get a sense of the feeling of that, like that sort of inner conflict or interpersonal conflict, and within the context of this larger kind of, I don't know, political horrors,
yeah.
So I think that happens with art sometimes, that like, even if, I don't understand full, the artist, you're in your own mind, it's your vision, and, I may not get all the specifics, but I can still pick up on maybe the feelings.
Right. And I'm not really interested in like people picking up on specifics. Like it's specific to me.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not really trying to sell anything. Like, like that's probably not a good way to run a business. Like, cause like, technically have to be a small business if I'm an artist, if I want to make art all day. But I don't have it in me to approach art that way. It's not important to me that everything is completely understood. It's better that you're just like having a feeling and you're in a room experiencing a feeling with a bunch of different people and it forces you to talk. That's like the beauty of a gallery, is that you are all together experiencing something. It's not like, a curated response. Like it's just like you have to experience an idea or a feeling all together.
Yeah.
And that's just very valuable to me.
This is a sort of off topic, but when did you start doing like the wooden objects and the sculptures?
Oh, just recently, just like
I like it. I
I
like them with the paintings and
Thanks. Yeah. Well, I want to do sculpture. I was trying to figure out the clay, but it's just like I don't have a kiln. Like I have to work with very limited resources. Like everything is within the confines of like incredibly limited resources. Like I have to be able to fit all of my show in my shitbox Corolla. Like, like that's part of the reason. Like, so I started doing folding pieces so that I could fold them and put them in my car.
Are they wood? What I saw, is that what it or
Oh, the sculptures, like the dog and the gun. Yeah, those are wood.
Okay, yeah.
So what those are, actually, I went to not the Goodwill, Savers, and it was from a woman's shelter. There were these blocks that were donated from a woman's shelter, and it's just like I just put them together. And just with dowels and glue and painted it.
It works. It's like fits with the whole aesthetic of everything else, and I that's interesting. So they were like similar kind of blocks that then you made into a dog or a gun.
Yeah. It's just like a big thing of. There's like a brand I can buy them for like $80. I found them online. They're just very inexpensive.
I think it's great. I love it. Yeah,
it's super fun.
It's a good direction.
Thank you.
And sometimes, artists are like afraid to try something new if they're always painting. Like to move into sculpture is like a little intimidating, but it seems like you don't have that problem. You just jump in.
I get so bored.
Yeah.
I get so bored so fast. I was doing textiles for like a good part of, I think it was 2023, or was it 2024? No, it was 2024. I made like this gigantic bull head that was like gory in the back, and then I made all the legs, and then now I have this giant bull head in my house and I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But it's like super fun just to play with new mediums.
Yeah. And I always wonder, like I remember seeing a interview with David Lynch. You like his movies?
I love his movies.
And all his movies are like creepy and weird and horrifying, but he's like a transcendental meditator, and he says he has peace of mind and he's happy, and everyone expects him to be like, a really like disturbed person. And he says, no, I put that in the movies, so I don't have to. But I wonder, like, are you a disturbed person?
I'm working on not being one.
Yeah.
I met some she was like a young retablo artist not too long ago, and she was like, "You're Beedallo?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, I thought you were gonna be mean." And I was like, "Why? Why did you think I was gonna be mean?" She's like, "But you're so nice." That's what she said.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What does that mean?" I mean, it's not too bad. I can walk outside and drive and stuff, so I think that's all that really matters.
Sure. I mean, a lot of artists take pain and trauma and transmute it into art.
Yeah.
And sometimes it helps ease the pain, sometimes not. I don't know. But do you find that it's at all healing or psychologically beneficial for you to make art, or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I try to be like a really nice, kind, positive human being, but it's like you look at the TV or like the phone or whatever, and it's like it's the year of our Lord 2026, like Epstein,
Right.
Iran, everything, just like horror, nightmare. So if I could just get that out in the studio, or even just think about it. Like,
Yeah.
when you just like have a feeling, it's like knotted up inside of you, and you just don't really want to deal with it, or don't look at it and don't know what it is. But when you're making art, you could just kind of like untie it a little bit, and maybe it's not gone, but it's like a little bit looser. Yeah, it feels a little bit better.
I think that's a great metaphor, and something that art can do that's beneficial for everyone that engages with art, because it is. Yeah, I think that sometimes it's, if you have that sort of thing knotted up inside of you, whether it's all the stuff happening in the world or personal traumas, or it's like, if you don't want to look at it, you try to repress it. Sometimes that kind of makes it stronger because you're like afraid of it or something. But then like, if you find a way that you can like kind of take a little distance and examine it, and maybe that's through art. Art distances us a little bit, because it's what you're presenting in your paintings and your art is not the real world, but it's a kind of somehow like a funhouse mirror image of it.
Yeah.
But in that translation, maybe it becomes sort of easier for us to deal with or to analyze even.
I think so. And I think that creating is just a human necessity. Like, I think that everybody should create something, if it's like cooking or sculpting or making little pots out of clay or something. Like, that's just like a necessity for your brain. I really, truly believe that. It's like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I'm glad that you're an artist and you're continuing to make art. And if people watching this, if you don't know Beedallo, you know her now, and check out the work. It's really good. And maybe someday we'll see a short animated short from you, and maybe it'll win an Oscar.
Ooh. That'd be great.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.